I just got a call from a reporter in South Carolina because some staff at Fort Sumter and another historic site, Fort Sumter, right, the first shot of the Civil War. My children's book has been flagged, right, for removal. And so the very ideas that we were able to talk about and discuss and have exchange about are now considered illegal.
Samizdat, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
In a society that has prided itself on being open, on freedom of speech, freedom, right, of expression, freedom of assembly. And again, this is not happening because college students are using their freedom of speech to protest something, but because the most powerful people in the world have dictated and made it so. And all of these institutions who 5 years ago pretended that all of this was so important to them have capitulated.
Where would you say we are right now? Because I've been thinking a lot about what history is even good for right now. Because what it does is it tricks you into looking for these compares and contrasts. When really, I actually think it might be more useful to do something that I think I'm hearing you say, which is to just be present, right? And just see what is happening, because history as a precedent, I mean, I don't know if it's useful.
Don't ever say you don't know if history is useful.
Well, I'm saying in terms of figuring out where we currently are. Of course, there's a use of it for history. I think there's no question about that.
I think it does, though.
Okay.
What I think...
Maybe...
Go ahead.
I think maybe talk about what a proper use of history is then.
I think, there's lots of them, but the two things I would focus on for helping us in this moment is, one, it helps us understand what we are capable of.
Okay.
And I think
that.
That's really important. So, in my latest piece for the magazine, I try to show us about historically where I feel like we are, which is...
Where you go through and you look at all the things that the Trump administration has essentially undone.
Yes.
In the form of executive orders and, the destruction of these programs and rolling back these policies.
Right. So it's like a policy feels very abstract. An executive order feels very abstract. And we suffer from a historical naivete in this country and denialism. And that's because we really do believe in our mythology. In a way, all countries have mythology, but we really do believe we're exceptional. And we really do treat all of these dark, extended periods where people don't have rights, where people are having their rights violently suppressed, where we don't have democracy. We treat them as these exceptional periods as opposed to the norm. And so I wanted to show, there was a time when there was an integrated university in the South where Black and white children were attending the school together in Louisiana, where we had Black senators. A few years out of slavery, Black men were serving in Congress. Black people were serving in the federal government. And that progress was completely erased within 15 years. You have none of that. And I think because we don't know what we are capable of, we can't imagine what can happen in this period. So when I'm writing, it's not just abstract, all of these executive orders and all of this pressure that's being placed on the private sector, on public institutions, on universities to end DEI, to open their books and show and justify every Black person that's been hired or every Black person who's been admitted. It's not abstract, right? You can see a disappearance of us from these places because we have seen a disappearance before. And I think the other reason, what history can do for us is it also can show us a roadmap out. So what I'm arguing is our correlate now is about 1913, 1920s, where we had this period of forward progress. It collapses.
This is the nadir.
What ends Reconstruction is a deal between the Northern industrialist titans and the white former Confederates. Now, whether those Northern titans hated Black people or not, some did.
Right.
Some
Neither here nor there.
It was irrelevant.
Right.
There's this great book called Race and Reunion. It's David Blight.
David Blight. Okay, yes.
And he talks about, that weariness of white people right after the Civil War of grappling with the race problem. They're tired of it. They're over it. And they just want to be friends again. And they were fighting over race, and now they just want to be friends again. And the way that they can reunite and be friends again is they gotta let Black people go, right? Do what you want to them. We're not even gonna fight about them anymore. There was a silence and an acquiescence. Dealing with that original sin is too hard. It's exhausting. It's draining. You're making me feel things that I don't want to feel. And I just want to think about how great America is. And I just want to be clean and have clean hands. So we just got to move on and let that race stuff go. And Black people need to be quiet.
Well, with that in mind, I think that there is something, I don't know, potentially confusing about what it means to have, as a descendant of slavery, the split screen of institutional narratives. And I'm thinking specifically about what it is like for me to walk around this city and go to all these museums and to have every single museum in New York City right now have some major show about some great, featuring some great Black artist. The Met right now has not only a Lorna Simpson show that is very good, but they have the Superfine show that the Costume Institute is putting on about, 350 years of Black people in clothes. Amy Sherald's at the Whitney. Jack Whitten was at MoMA. Rashid Johnson basically has colonized the lobby at the Guggenheim.
Can I just say something really quick, though? I do just think when we're commenting on how Black all these exhibits are.
Oh, yes. Please speak.
We just have to acknowledge exhibits are planned years in advance.
Okay, yes. So
let's see what we see next year.
So I actually think this is a great
point. Before we give too much credit.
I'm not giving, the credit, this is not a question of credit. This is just a question of reality, right? These shows are happening. These shows are in a response to, this is George Floyd.
That's right.
These shows are George Floyd.
That's right.
I mean, I should have said that,
the litmus test will be what do
comes
we see?
in its wake?
That's
what
right.
happens after?
Yes.
But I mean, the reason to bring them up, though, is...
is this, are we in the moment of the veil coming down, right? And is this the moment where we mark?
When did it go up?
Do y'all remember in 2025 when all the museums and then, right, that this is I think about, and I'm not going to remember his name right now, but the very last Black representative of Congress, I think he gets booted in 1898 or something like that, right? And he gives this amazing speech. And he's like, I'm leaving. I'm the last one. But one day we will return. It would take almost a century. Right? So I almost feel like I feel sad. I feel a deep sadness that what you are seeing and the ability to go to all these museums, that it's going to be some years before we see that again. That's the last little remnant of this brief moment,
that moment
in time,
that reconstruction flavored moment. Yeah.
That W.B. Du Bois talked about comes down.
Nikole, thanks for hanging out and doing a little cannonballing with us. I appreciate it.
Why is it called Cannonball?
Because, it's a long story, but basically just go with the energy. We did it!
Okay. I'm scared.
Or of what?
I don't know what the hell I said.
You said it all.
Right, exactly.